Spring is the best season for frags. That's right, I said it. Fresh, clean, invigorating, often professional smelling. So also women love that sort of thing because it smells like you have a job. So I can't wait to get into today's scents. And I know a couple weeks ago we discussed 3 must-own fragrances for the spring fragrance essentials if you will. But today on the other hand is about what I'm most excited to wear this spring. Each of these are interesting and or sexy in their own way, a little on the bougie side too, but I hope you like them. As always, my name is Manny, aka CascadeScents. Welcome to the channel. Lots to get into now, so roll intro, roll video. Firstly, we'll keep it on trend for this channel in a react video fave. It's the Labo Another 13. Another 13 is straight up musky, intoxicating, and sexy, so it definitely has that compliment factor, which I will unpack in a bit. Scent-wise, it has a tad bit of fruit, something like pear, something to liven things up in the opening, but as the synthetic, musky, and peroxide starts to emit more off of your skin, especially with a bit of body heat and perspiration, A13 is straight up magical. It hits you closer to a somewhat dirtier musk, but it's not quite full-blown animalic, but it's not like the clean white musks that you see most of today as well. So it's in the middle of these type of musks, and it's also in the above average range to heavy as far as the projection goes. So when you're choosing how to wear this, I guess it just depends on how much you want to shout with your fragrance. To be honest though, for even my more outgoing occasions where I'm still trying to get noticed, I'm more so trying to get noticed subtly, so I'm a little bit more on the conservative side with the scent. So maybe a spray here, spray there, spray here too, and that's about it. But if you own this too, let me know how you apply it, and if you don't, go try it. It slaps. But with it being a Labo, of course it's not cheap, with little to no gray market access, so 230 USD retail for a 50 ml that I have here is indeed hard to stomach for most of you, including myself. But since I wear this so damn often, as you can see with how much is remaining of this bottle, that's why it's worth it for me. I look at cost per wear just as much as I look at dollar per ml value nowadays, because something could be punching above its weight when it comes to dollar per ml value and or the quality that went into that scent. But if this thing is just a paperweight on your desk or on your shelf, then it's not worth it at all, is it? Unless you're more of a collector rather than someone who looks at their fragrances like a wardrobe. For me, I tend to do the latter. I think it's more practical that way. I think it's more cost effective that way. And I just straight up can't afford to just buy anything that I rather like. Most of the scents I buy nowadays are ones I love and or ones that I'll actually wear. Again, the fragrance journey is a marathon, not a sprint. Remember that. So try to buy ones that you will actually wear, like me here with the Labo Another 13 for the win. Next up, we have one I have changed my mind on over the years. So now I got this 120 ml Creed Royal Water batch that is still really good. Now I used to find Royal Water a bit sterile and mature, but now that I've actually matured myself, I instead think chill and distinguished. A milder citrus greenness kicks us off here with both bergamot and verbena. Think vintage but high quality, and not like the sweet juicy citrus openings of today's scent. And this throwback opening totally meshes well with the star of the show, and that's the basil in the heart. This green aromatic vibe is all things cool, reserved, and clean. Clean like purity, so whenever I put this on, I think of old money, if that makes any sense. Like I'm thinking the more devoid of logos, quiet luxury, timeless tailored approach made famous recently in shows like Succession. So if you also want to go for that smart casual to formal approach, but also want something that's not too showy, then I think Royal Water would be awesome for you. Again, as long as you'll wear it, because otherwise it'll be a pretty expensive desk ornament. So tread carefully with the 470 USD retail price tag for the newer 100 ml bottles, but at least you'll have gray market recourse for over half off. And no, if part of you thinks about it, don't buy the vintage 120 ml like mine unless someone else cuts you a deal on it, because as you can see, the scarcity pricing is ever rising. But yeah, give this stuff a shot in person. It's my understanding as well that Royal Water is one of the more consistent from batch to batch creeds. I know the variation for some is a pro, but for me it's a con, and I like that I can still knowingly get this product in a some more consistent way. So shout outs to Creed and Royal Water for that. Next up, we have Comme Garçons Kyoto, and I love this scent for also feeling chill, but rather a different kind of chill. And given the incense, it's a scent that makes me feel like it's time to reflect and perhaps work on myself. But there's also a cool feeling about this incense too, because rather than it smelling like it's on fire, it's rather brisk and even a bit green. A spring incense, if you will, and that pairs well with other notes here like evergreen, lush cypress, as well as some woods like cedar, teakwood, and vetiver. Additionally, since it's really wearable, if you're an incense lover, it's easy to dress up or down. And specifically for me, this one feels most appropriate for a cooler spring day, which I will have a ton of here around the Great Lakes. Also, it's not the most expensive scent in the world for a designer, but not the cheapest either, for around 85 USD for a 50 ml on points of sale like End Clothing. And sadly, there's also no gray market recourse for CDG Incense Series scents. But again, if you're at all enchanted by Japan or an Eastern inspired incense, definitely check this out. Again, it is CDG Kyoto. Moving on to something way more upbeat now, here it is. It's Nishane Wulong Cha. And this scent being upbeat is really unique because if I were to tell you that this was a tea scent, which it is, you would think that it would be subdued and also chilled like the last two scents I mentioned. But no, Wulong Cha takes a subversive take on the note of tea and makes it more jovial, lively, and fun to be around. So a nice candied citrus to start, bergamot, orange, mandarin, a bit of litsea as well, which is a more lemony smelling shrub, which really pops with a bit of body heat. So yeah, I love a long-lasting opening. And I'd imagine part of why I get compliments with this is because those sweeter elements are being pushed out hours into the wear with the other notes that are in here. We're talking musk, we're talking that oolong tea, of course. It just feels like an altogether fruity green muskiness that you're sweating off under body heat, and it's just amazing. Just great ensemble here with tea as a feature note, and I wear this for my daytime occasions and nighttime occasions when I'm trying to shout a little bit more and feel a little bit, again, more upbeat. So Wulong Cha for the win, and way back when I picked this 50 ml up back in 2018, I paid retail for about 170 USD at the time. But unlike back then, we actually have gray market options like Fragrance Buy now that do stock Nishanes, where you can actually get 100 ml bottles for less than the retail price of 50 ml bottles now. That's crazy. And as a matter of fact, that's less than half, yes, half of the price of a 100 ml bottle retail itself. So if you want to invest in a super good value, super wearable, funner take on tea, oolong tea that is, again, this is Nishane Wulong Cha. And last but not least, this is the most OG scent I own, and it is from an OG brand. This is Chanel Bois des Iles. Now, while Creed Royal Water is my in-between smart casual to formal scent this spring, if I ever needed an equally bougie frag devoid of a versatile aura and it only channeled something more formal, I'd say it's this. Sandalwood is a note known for its lighter woody qualities, but also a creamy smelling vibe. Creamy without smelling milky, if that makes any sense. And I know that might sound awkward to you for a woody note if you're unfamiliar with sandalwood, but I'm telling you that sandalwood scents kick ass if you aren't already into them. They're so fun, they're so elegant, and when you dress it up in the highest degree in the Chanel fashion, then you get this. The lovely Bois des Iles opens up aldehydic like a really nice sparkly pop in your nose, and then as seconds go by, you get notes like iris and ylang ylang. The iris pushes out the scent in a more opulent, powdery way, and the ylang ylang provides this tropical floral sweetness that actually complements well with the iris itself. And it's that ylang ylang sweetness that I think transitions into the creamy elements of the scent rather proficiently. And here is where the main event sandalwood smells so good from within an arm's length or at the skin scent level. It's just so satisfying, and if you go in for hugs and kisses for a more formal event, someone gets a whiff of this off of you, they'll just think that it's super nice. It's not particularly a scent that I would describe as sexy for either sex actually, but again, it's more of that throwback old money vibe, and I'm kind of into that recently, I think you can tell. So definitely consider this for your more upscale occasions or if you're a sandalwood lover, but with that comes the bougie asking price because this is a Les exclusive to Chanel after all. So it won't be available for discount, as the only way to purchase this thing is retail, and you don't have to be a hoarder like me to get the 200 ml version. I'm sure 75 is fine for most of you, albeit 325 for a 75 is still a big ask. Now there is also one more thing to note here, and it's a big thing. This right here is the Eau de Toilette, and the current version right now is the Eau de Parfum. In my mind, you cannot go wrong with either, but maybe you want a more direct, straightforward approach to the note of sandalwood. In that case, just get the Eau de Parfum for the retail price. I honestly think that's the vibe most of you would like, and you don't have to pay potential resale on this on sites like eBay where it might be super inflated. But if you have to ask me, I actually prefer the EDT here, this vintage, this OG. I'm being a homer. I like the nuanced airiness to start in the opening and the mid. To me, it's more Chanel. So if you're at all feeling that, definitely check this out for sure. Again, it is one of my faves, Chanel Bois des Iles. Now there it is. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the list today. Which fragrances are you most excited for this spring? Is there something that you feel like I should list next time or should check out? Please let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, thank you for the ongoing support. Take care for now. Peace out. Bye. My name is Manny. Wear your fragrances.